Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Rinks Great Park Ice podcast. I'm your host and member of the Rinks Great Park Ice marketing team, DJ. It's definitely felt like summer for the past couple of weeks. It's been warm, but summer's finally here, and that means summer camps are here. And that means this episode is about summer camps. We have another segment of the Coach's Corner with Coach John, Coach Dave, and Coach Vince joining us this time. And I interviewed our director of hockey, Hutchinson, about summer camps, about the origin and the start of the All World Hockey summer camps, and the benefits of the specialized camps, and the impact that he's seen short-term and long-term with these camps. And I'm not here to waste any time, so let's go kick it over to that interview with Hutch. So this week's theme is summer camps, and we brought on none other than our director of hockey, Rick Hutchinson, to talk about it. Welcome back to the pod. How's it going?
Hey, it's great, man. Thanks for having me. This has come a long way. You guys are doing a great job with this. Appreciate it.
Trying to keep it going. It was a good idea with the hockey managers getting it going, and we're glad to try and keep it going. So doing Excellent. Our best.
Yeah.
So yeah, this week, I mean, summer is literally next week as far as the season starting, and then summer camps are starting as well, I think on the same day. So I wanted to talk to you about it and get a little bit of the history, and then talk about how far it's come and the impact it's had on our communities. So I guess we could start from the beginning and just start with like when and how it all came about. Like, how did the summer camps, like All World Hockey, come about?
But it's funny because everyone always says, "Oh, summer you get a little break." It's like it's opposite in the hockey world, at least for me. Since summer is usually my busiest time with camps, and then also with just leagues. So hockey never stops, but I always get a chuckle when people say, "Oh, you get a break now, it's summer." So yeah, it all goes back to 1995 is when the All World Hockey Institute was developed by my predecessor, Steve Cook, which was the hockey manager at the time, and Art Trotty, our vice president currently. So they put together the camps, and I came in late 95, and started helping with Steve. And then when Steve went back to Toronto, I ended up becoming the hockey manager. So yeah, the camps have been around for a long time, 20 plus years. And it's great to see the growth for sure.
Yeah, it's super cool. And like, I feel like anything can stick around for that long, like it's a good thing. Cause I feel like as I get older, you can see things that's like, oh, it takes a lot of effort to keep something going. It's easy for something to just falter after some time. So to keep like that spirit going and to keep it pushing like summer after summer, and now with winter camps too, it's super cool. And
yeah, it's great to see it grow. And like you said, when we started off with, I believe it was 4 camps that were specialized. It was dominant defenseman, body contact checking, and then sniper shooting, European puck handling. So those were like the core elements of the camp. And Steve did a great job developing the curriculum for that. And then as we progressed, and as I progressed, we just kept taking it to a different level and adding and growing it.
Awesome. And then when it started, I think it would be just at, well, then Disney Ice, but now Anaheim Ice. And then over the years expanding into multiple facilities. And now where this year it's 5 facilities, or is it 6 with inline?
Yeah, with inline 6, yeah. Yeah, back to Disney Ice. Yeah, we've gone through a lot of logos, from Disney Ice to Anaheim Ice to the Rinks, and then the growth of the Rinks has been huge. And now with a new logo with the Great Park Arena. So that's super exciting, and what a great facility we have here to offer camps as well.
Yeah, it's super awesome to provide that many places for people to go, so commutes don't have to be that far. I know talking to people in other states, I played the hockey with a guy in New York, which I feel like you'd have more access to hockey, but he's like, no, you have to drive 45 minutes to an hour to get to the rink. And here it's like, I have 3 rinks to choose from within 30 minutes of each other. So I think it's pretty cool to have like that much accessibility to the sport, and to get people, or to get kids access to good coaching as well. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we decided we used to condense the camps in just one facility, like Anaheim Ice, and then we would branch out a little bit, but we try to keep it condensed. And what we realized, to your point, is we have all these rinks, and to make it convenient location-wise for families, we're offering certain camps, not not every building has the exact same camps, but we're kind of spread it out so that you don't have to travel. If you live in Lakewood, you can do one at Lakewood. If you live in Irvine, you can Great Park. And if you're up north a little bit, you can go to Anaheim or Belinda. So we spread out a little bit and offered a couple camps, variety at each of those rinks. So if there's no excuse not to get on the summer and get on the ice, because there's a camp pretty much in every building every week of the summer for starting Monday for the next 2 months. So
it's about to get real active in the facilities for sure.
Yeah, I'll have some more gray hairs in 2 months, so that keeps me busy.
When did the overall structure? You said you started with 4 different types of camps. When did it start to expand into some of the other like specialized camps and adding in the girls development camp and stuff like that?
Yeah, the girls came along back in 2000. We developed the girls program, the Lady Ducks, and with that we decided to start filtering in and expanding. And it kind of happened organically, right, with the girls camp. And then when the mites went from full ice to cross ice, we decided to do mite jamborees. Then we added power skating, and then one of our most popular camps was a dominant defenseman. We would always sell that out, and people would really get a lot out of that. So we added an advanced dominant defenseman with the prerequisite of attending the dominant D camp. So it's nice to see it progress and to see the interest level, like you said, to see the on the ice and get that kind of instruction from quality coaches that have gone and played somewhere and come back and want to give back is a big part of what we've been able to develop over the years.
I would like that kind of segues into the next thing I want to talk about is like seeing, I guess, campers turn into coaches over time. You're saying that guys come back and then they're giving back. And I feel like for any community to continue to grow, it's like being fed from itself. So for it to have people that want to come back and help out and see the value in it, I think it's pretty cool. And like, what's your, it must be cool for you to see people that you like helped coach come back.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. That's kind of my feel good moment. Like when you stand there and the first day of each camp, we usually go outside and just chat, get them up, get them in a group, and we introduce each coach. And it's nice to go around the horn and have, hey, I was right here with you when I was 7 years old, and I went away and I played college or I played juniors, or I'm going to school and I'm going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a police officer. Like those are the kind of things I think, life lessons that I think kids need to know. And these coaches that come back, they care enough about the sport that they want to come back and work in the camps and give back. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. And that's kind of what we always try to instill in our players is, hey, you're using hockey as a vehicle to do other things in life, but to see the coaches constantly come back, that's probably the biggest joy for me.
I mean, I think it's just like a testament to good culture, because at least for me, like I've helped out a little bit last summer with like the little clinics and stuff, which is fun. It definitely started to create an itch in that realm of things, because I enjoy being on the ice and seeing like the kids develop and just genuinely have a good time with the sport. But I've been a camp counselor for like the YMCA. It's like an overnight camp for a week, and the same thing to see like kids that are like campers that I was their counselor and then keep coming back and then eventually become a counselor themselves. It's like, okay, that keeps the same line of like respect and understanding for what everything is about. So I think that's like a good testament to the culture that's like you've built and like your predecessors have built throughout it. So that's awesome. Like I feel like it makes things super strong.
Yeah, it's funny. It's kind of how I started in the business, to be honest with you. I don't remember. It's been probably 30 plus years ago. I started helping Fred Nelson when he was down in Aliso, and actually was in Costa Mesa rink. Actually, if you remember that rink, maybe some people on the podcast, the older ones, will know that there used to be a ice capades in Harbor Boulevard in Costa Mesa.
That was off like Adams.
Yeah.
I went ice skating a couple times there when I was younger.
Yeah, and it was so I started helping him, volunteering just to help him with his program as he was growing, and it's ironic that it turned out to where I ended up getting in the business and now being, as a director for our program for a long time. But I enjoyed giving back, and I still do, and I think summer is still one of my favorite times of the year because I get to get out there and make an impact in players in a short time.
And that kind of is a good segue into, like, we just talked about, like, more of like the long-term impact that it's had of just continuing to build like the community around it, because you're having people come back, same campers. I want to talk about a little bit about like the short term of just seeing, like, through a week, seeing a camper come in and then develop, and then on the other side of it, like, build some skills or even like friendships and stuff along the way. So I guess like different things you've seen there, that little like
Yeah,
short-term impact.
yeah, I think short term. I mean, when you come to your camp first time, and always kids are like apprehensive, they're not sure what to expect. So we try to break down those barriers pretty quick. We want to make sure they're comfortable, they're going to have fun, and there's no mistakes, right? If there's no such thing as if you do something wrong, that's okay. Like, in order to get better as any kind of player in any sport, you're going to make mistakes, and that's how you get better. So we encourage that, and then we also try to correct. If we see you doing something wrong, we're going to correct you and try to teach you the right technique and the system to use. We're not yellers and screamers. We encourage, we show you, and then we have fun with it, right? So I think that's the fun things after they get in the rhythm of doing that, and they go outside their comfort zone. You'll get some players that that are like, well, I'm scared to make a mistake. I don't want to do anything wrong. It's like, do something that you're not used to, and you're only going to get better by trying. So that's the big part when we're teaching.
Yeah, I would say, like, to touch on like the fun part, I feel like when coaches showing that it's fun, even through the process of like learning, it does allow like the younger ones to like let their guards down, like, okay, like, it's serious when we're working on the drills, but like can still be fun. And I for sure see that with the coaches, because I feel like sometimes they're having more fun out there than the campers, because they're just, and I feel like as you get older, it's exciting to be back out and be around like the energy of like kids just going crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely the coaches. We get involved. We want to have fun with it, and we do. And I think what breaks down a lot of the barriers is a lot of our coaches that do demonstrations. We call them demos, and we work pretty hard to do it, but they can do some pretty unique things. So when the kids see the other coaches doing these demos that are difficult, and then it makes it fun and a challenge, right? To try something fun or stupid or crazy, not worry about it if you fall down or if you can't do it. So it breaks down a lot of barriers along the way.
Yeah. And doing that early just allows them to know, like, to not like respect the coach, but not know that if they can have fun, that they themselves can have fun too. Like, if coaches are having fun with it and being a little silly, then it's like, okay for them to be silly. And
yeah, I've been accused of not taking it too serious, right? Having a little too much fun. That's all good.
It's all good. I want to transition a little bit into like specialized camps and like the benefits of those specialized camps. I have some examples here of like the power skating, dominant defenseman. We could touch on dominant defenseman. I feel like that's a good one, because people hear defenseman and they think only people that are like on the blue line or play in the blue line. It's more of like, no, anyone can benefit from being a part of a camp like that and just learning defensive structure and responsibilities.
Yeah, the dominant D is, like I mentioned earlier, is probably one of our most popular camps. And you got to look at it this way: if your team doesn't have the puck, you're on defense. I don't care if you're center, winger, you're on D. So the sooner as a young player can understand that philosophy and that concept that you're on defense when you don't have the puck, when your team is doing that, then it puts you in the right position for success. The other thing we do is we focus a lot on transition skating, because again, there was like, oh, I don't need to skate backwards, I'm a winger. Well, no, you need to learn how to skate backwards, transition, escape, battle. So all those things. So the one thing that we've gotten good compliments and reviews about is when a player comes to our camp for 3-4 days for dominant D, they come out of that camp as an exceptional skater. Their transitions, they're better on their feet, their agility, all those things happen. And there's no easy way around it. It's repetition. There's a lot of we do a lot of different drills, but it's repetition and some stuff, and we make sure it's fun. But it definitely challenges them. But ones that can get through it, and usually within the first day, they're already better. Day 2 review, and they already can do some things they didn't do day 1. So that's a big thing. And to touch on the specialized that you mentioned, power skating and sniper shooting, European puck handling. A lot of camps in the past have said, oh, come for 3-4 days for camp, and every day you do a different skill, which is great for, I think, some lower level camps. But I think if you want to get better at a certain skill, it takes more than a couple hours one day and then you just stop. Like it takes repetition, days of repeating some certain drills and building on each concept. So I think that's where we've had our most success, is that we take a specialized camp and we work on it for 3 or 4 days in a row. And when you're on the ice for 3 hours a day and then doing dry land that ties into the on ice stuff, those are the things that really, and that's, I think, been our benefit. Is people say, wow, my son came to sniper shooting camp and he couldn't shoot, and now he can do all the shots and he can pick corners, he can use the backhand, he can protect the puck. So it's from repetition and doing it for many days in a row. And with the curriculum we've built, it's allowed us to bring that to the table.
I mean, I think that only makes sense of like keeping it simple on like the focal point of what you're working on, and then just like driving those like drills in and getting the muscle memory for the simple plays or like the simple concepts of it. And then you can over time like build on that. But yeah, having like a good solid foundation of like the basic skill or what you're trying to teach is, I feel like, super beneficial, instead of just like, oh, we're going to touch on a bunch of stuff. It's like, nope, we're going to have one common goal we're trying to reach and you're going to build on it. And I feel like you could see when it's like you have an actual like small goal to reach, like you can see from like day one to, you know, the end of camp, the development that occurs like through that.
Yeah, it's like repetition and technique's a big thing. Like we really go hard on technique, to do it the right way, hold your stick the right way, body posture, protecting the puck, stick handling. So all those things, if you're using the right technique, you're gonna your skills set's gonna excel quickly, right? You're gonna do that. If you're doing it wrong, then it's gonna take you longer to do it. So those are the things that we kind of adjust along the way, and the coaches are really engaged with the players as we're doing drills. They jump in with them, they correct them, they show them, and then they, you know, we'll do races and relays and things like that to really push them and make sure it's fun along the way as well.
Yeah, I would say when I was out helping during the clinics and like the camps last year, I was for sure trying to, at least during like the weight part, practice those little habits to build on, especially because I didn't get to touch the ice. So I could attest that it does work. Yeah, and building the skills. And then going into last summer, because it's been a crazy 14 months and been all over the place. So I just wanted to talk about like things you missed from not having like a full camp schedule like previous years, and then what you're looking forward to getting back into the swing of things this year and having the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it was a rough year for everyone. It's quite a setback for not only personally for people, but businesses and such. And you know, last summer we were able to pull off some mini little clinics, but it wasn't the same. But it was definitely good to see kids out there and being able to do it. And looking forward for this year to get back to somewhat of a normal schedule and get out there. We have a little bit of a condensed schedule this year, but I mean, as far as all the camps happening and get out there and work them, I mean, yeah, and looking down at the players and the campers' faces and getting out there with the other coaches is what I live for. I mean, I think it's great, and to see that kind of development. So that's the biggest thing. I just miss the kids, and I miss the coaches to get out there and change lives. So
I agree. I can't wait to be able to get out there and capture stuff and be able to show off the great job that you guys do. One last thing, just touching on just the inline inclusion of camps this year. And I guess the importance of that, or like getting more of our facilities involved in two aspects of the sport.
Yeah, I think inline is a great cross training for hockey players, and I've always believed in inline as that. I know some coaches are not sure about it, but when you're exposed to inline and you do ice, it complements for sure. So I think that we wanted to embrace that and give a little more emphasis on the inline. We have 3 camps over there. Registration seemed to go pretty good for the first one. So they've done one-off camps here and there, but we wanted to keep them under the umbrella and embrace that. So yeah, we encourage ice players to play inline and play ice. And most of the kids that come from inline, honestly, when they get on ice, they really excel because their hands and their playmaking abilities really stand out. So you can see that for sure when they get on the ice.
Yeah, I remember seeing a few kids last summer at some of the clinics, and I had seen them out at the inline stuff that I helped out with, and they for sure, like, their puck handling and ability to make plays and move the puck was was very good. So I would say being able to do both and have access to both with our, like under our facility umbrella is, I'd say, pretty special too.
Yeah, I mean, that's something unique for our company. And I think that's been something that we've stood out as, we're one of the last, big companies that offers inline and ice. And I think that's a great opportunity for players to get into the sport at a different level. And then when they're ready to make the transition, they transition very easily. So I think it's something that we're really fortunate to have under our umbrella.
For sure. Okay, that's it on my side as far as questions. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and chat. And I'm looking forward to being out there and seeing you and all the rest of the coaches during the camps for the summer. Yeah, for the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll look forward to getting you out there. And if you do, we're going to put you through the testing and get you
Okay,
going.
I'll make sure I bring some shin pads so I can do some of the drills or of the demos and stuff like that.
Sounds great. Thanks, DJ.
No problem. Thank you. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that interview. I enjoyed doing it. It's always good to sit down with Hutch. And I mean, 26 years of summer camps, that's pretty impressive. Definitely excited that those are getting up and running again. And it's about to be a busy summer. But summer's not just about the kids. Adult leagues are back. We still have space at our facilities if your team is looking for a place to play. Great Park is pretty full, but you still have Yorba Linda Ice, Anaheim Ice, and Lakewood Ice to play at. So reach out to the hockey managers there. If you're a free agent, also reach out and they'll be able to place you on a team. The past 14 months, some rust may have accumulated. You may need to shake it off. You may need some extra ice time. We do have adult clinics that are taking place at Anaheim Ice, Yorba Linda Ice, Great Park Ice, and Lakewood Ice. I'll add a link to the description so you can go find a night that may work for you. But those clinics are great for building on some skill sets and getting some extra ice time, getting some extra touches, and being able to have more of an impact during your adult league games. So check those out. And Great Park Ice is having a summer recital that'll be taking place August 7th. Registration is open now for all Great Park Ice skaters, and will be opened up to all skaters on June 25th. So make sure to register there and secure your spot. And speaking of Great Park Ice, if you're down there, you can hit up Between the Rinks again. It's open, has a limited menu. Right now we have the Great Park Salad, the Irvine Valley Burger, got the Coach's Street tacos, those are good. Poutine, who doesn't love poutine? And then we got nachos. So limited menu right now. It'll slowly open up as things begin to open back up and expand, but make sure to check that out. But let's get back on the topic of summer camps. We're gonna kick it over to the Coach's Corner. Welcome back to another episode. We got here at the Coach's Corner. You've got some familiar faces here. You have John, hockey manager for Anaheim Ice and Yorba Linda Ice back.
Yep.
We got Dave Walker. It's early. It's Monday. It's early. Struggling. We got Dave, hockey manager for Great Park Ice. And then Vinny joining us, if you remember him from the original episodes of the podcast, hockey manager for Lakewood Ice and Westminster Ice. How's it going, guys?
Vinny V's back.
I'm back.
Good.
He's back.
Clawed my way back in.
There you go. Happy to have you. How's everyone? As we said, it's early. It's a Monday. How's everyone's weekends been? How you doing?
It was good. I mean, we were all spent some time in the facility this weekend, so our weekends are a little bit different maybe than others. So
yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, Great Park. We kicked off adult league 25 games yesterday, so
Huge.
the ball was officially started to roll.
That is a lot of games. Getting things going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got Lakewood starting later this week.
This Friday.
Yeah,
this Friday night. Yep. So I'll be here all weekend for that stuff. Should be good.
And then Anaheim is not going to start until give or take the week of the 20th. So we're a little bit behind all these guys. So I can hear all their good stories in the next week about how this is all working out, and then we embark on our journey, I guess.
It's okay. They're like everyone else gets to work out the kinks a little bit, and then
yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I'm just gonna ear to the streets, ear to the ice, and say what's going on, and then we'll figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, DJ's got a team in Lakewood, so I'll definitely keep you posted if they're gonna be in a hassle or not.
Yeah, there's a good chance that could be the case, but
and then what we'll do too is we'll just go on here and talk about your weekly stats and kind of your progress throughout the season, just to make sure that you're on top of your game, Deej.
Yeah, I'm just going to go shift by shift, just to make sure there's a lot of good changes, good puck play, tape to tape.
Plus minus.
Yeah, keeping the plus minus good. That might just me be on the bench. I don't know. Yeah, today's topics. Summer's right around the corner. I think we're officially like a week away from summer starting. So talk about summer camps and then go into some fundamental stuff. Let's start off with a little icebreaker question since summer's around here. Thinking summer, ice cream trucks. What's your favorite? Like, what's your go-to from the ice cream truck if you're going?
I mean, I guess I'm the big guy on the block, so I gotta say that I'm probably running to the ice cream truck quicker than these two small guys over here. But what I'll probably grab is it's the ice cream sandwich with the cookies, the chocolate chip cookies, and the vanilla ice cream in the middle. So those are my things right there.
That's a solid answer.
I mean, not just one though. I might have to get two. I'm not gonna lie.
What would be choice number two?
No, two of those.
Just two. Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just go say, just load me up. Let's go.
I like it. Vince,
That's
what about you?
funny. I remember as a kid, I think my favorite was those Flintstones push-up pops. Those were really good. Yeah, with like the sherbet flavors, or the different flavors they had. Yeah, that was my go-to, I think.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Dave?
Well, I'm not sure what.
Unless it's a vegan friendly truck.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So I'm probably not getting my ice cream at an ice cream truck because they probably don't have vegan options. If they did, I'd probably go with the cookie dough.
Okay.
Vegan cookie dough. That's pretty good.
Maybe in a few years there'll be vegan ice cream trucks. I mean, everything's going that direction. So
that might be. You might be onto something.
Specialty.
Maybe
Like
Dave might pull
right
up
in front of Great Park.
Yeah.
I was saying maybe you'll pull up and we'll see a guy drive down the street and it's Dave Walker in his vegan ice cream truck pushing that ice cream out there.
Just with a little bell, just the little cart.
Bing, bing, bing.
Up and down between the rinks. I like it. For me, I know my go-to, I think about it, and this is from like middle school when the ice cream truck would be parked like right outside after school, just taking all the kids like extra money. I would always get like the SpongeBob one with the gum eyeballs that were hardly gum, disintegrate rather quickly, but yeah, that'd probably my go-to. Ice cream sandwich though.
Those things. Oh, sorry, go ahead, John.
No, I just say ironically enough, I know we talk about the past, but I don't know what kind of neighborhood you guys live in, but the ice cream truck still rolls down my street. So I don't know. You guys might be living the plush life.
I got one on my street now.
I was gonna say what DJ was saying with those gumballs. They start off like rocks, like break your teeth basically, and then they disintegrate.
Yeah.
And all the coloring comes off, and your teeth just turn that color. And
exactly.
We should have talked about this at the end of the segment. You know, now I'm ready to get off this thing and get going.
John's stomach is growling.
Maybe I have some insider stuff with the ice cream man, just trying to make some extra income on the side.
There you go.
Transitioning into the topic of like summer camps and stuff, you guys are out there throughout the summer camps. It's usually long summers. There's a lot of camps going on, but that can accumulate some good stories. So just wanted to know like either like a favorite story or like funny memories you have from a camp a certain year or like certain campers.
John, no, actually I'm not, because Vinny's the Vetti on this podcast. Vinny's been doing this since he was probably in his how long, Vinny? But so you probably got the most stories. We'll let Vinny kick it off because he could probably throw down a few.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. It's hard to choose kind of one, but one that stands out, it's pretty funny, is so Z, he's one of our coaches that always does camps, and he was running late to one of the camps, of course. And so warm-ups outside, and we see his car pull up, and he's about to turn. It's at Anaheim Ice, so there's a parking lot across the street, that little parking structure. And he starts to turn into the parking structure, and Hutch was like, kids, watch. He starts to tee up a slap shot, literally misses Z's car by like 2 feet, and just goes right down like into the parking structure, down the hall. And Z like stops, gets out of his car. It's kind of like, what are you doing? And just continues driving. And then Z gets that puck, and he goes and parks his car. And then all of a sudden you see a puck just get sauced out of like the third or fourth story of the parking structure back into the blacktop. It was so funny. All the kids are chanting and cheering. It was hilarious. It was a good time. That's just one. There's a bunch, but there's that was one of them.
That's pretty good. I might have to ask Z to help me learn how to sauce a little bit better if he's doing it across streets off of
Yeah, he's the
parking
guy.
structures.
He is the
Yeah,
guy
I
for
think
that.
that I'll play off a little bit. Like, I mean, the thing about summer camps is you spend a lot of time with the guys, and and we kind of, I don't want to say loosen up a little bit, but we definitely, have a lot of jokes out there because it's a fairly long day, and to get through the, especially when they used to be almost 8 hours, there's a lot of funny things. But one that's kind of particular to me is Hutchie always does this ball tap thing where he's kind of strutting his stuff out there and doing the ball tap, and at the end he lifts it up and he tries to baseball it up on top of the top of Anaheim Ice, and for some reason there was a guy, I think he was a gardener, Vinny, right? He was over on the side blowing the leaves off of our plaza. And for I don't know what kids like hit the truck, and they were just all like chanting like hit the truck, and obviously Hutchie didn't hit the truck, but it's just funny how the kids just like loosen up and just really like to kind of go left field with certain things. So that was a pretty funny one.
That's
Yeah,
good. I mean,
that was a good time right there too. I think one of them is kind of something similar to that, but he actually didn't he take a slap shot at one of the trucks too and actually hit it?
I think so.
Yeah, I was like, and the truck was kind of beat up too. So the guy was kind of like, hey, he was cool with it. I guess it was, I don't know if it's his truck or not, but I assume not.
In a nutshell, the kids kind of, we talk about like being an influence for them. They're kind of the opposite for us as coaches. They kind of, test our, I don't know what the word is. They wanted to see what we're made of, and next thing you know, we're shooting pucks at places or doing things you probably normally wouldn't do because it's all for fun for the camps.
Yeah, it's creating those memories, right? And then I think they enjoy that and just creating those friendships too. You get to know the coaches a little bit different level. So
yeah, Dave, any stories that stick out to you?
Well, I haven't worked camps yet. Yeah. The camps the only camps I've been part of were when we came back from COVID, and there was just on ice. So there was no kind of hanging out or the off ice aspect of it. It was on ice, and the kids were gone. So be interested to see how things are this year.
I will say that is true. Like I've only been a part of it for the last 6 years, Vinny for a lot longer. But it's really cool to see how like things have evolved and adjusted. You know what I mean? Like from camps from pre-pandemic, and what those would look like to the little camps that we did. I still think some variables are always going to be the same as it's about skill development. But Vinny kind of hit it on the head. When we kind of introduced ourselves in the beginning, we talked about a few things that we want out of the camp, and no question. The top thing is A, building relationships, and two, like kind of like shedding that weight and having a good time. We can be serious on the ice because we want to get better as hockey players, but nonetheless, I think the most important thing is, across the board, at all aspects and levels is literally just having a good time.
Yeah, I think that's good. Good to hear, because like you can learn skills and build on that and still have fun. But it's just like having the established line of like, oh, right now we're like, take it serious during the drill, but we can have fun in between. And you're spending a lot of time with each other that, builds those relationships.
I do got one more story actually though. Molly Strauss, she's phenomenal. She came and helped us over this pandemic time. We had a mini camp, and we're always searching for new things to have a good time and just kind of gain their interest. So she kind of brought up this idea, like, have you guys ever played baseball on the ice? And we're like, baseball? Well, like what's that? So long story short, we played this game. Kids absolutely had a blast. And then I just had a kid the other day saying, I'm coming back to camp. Are we playing baseball? And I was like, yeah, we're definitely playing baseball. So it's just like those things, like they remember the good times. And then, even 6 months later, like that's what they want to do. So shout out to Molly. Thanks for the baseball. We'll be using that all summer. And yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun drill. That's for sure. I know the coaches were partaking in that.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's fun. Dave Walker wasn't.
It's fun.
Stay quiet on that.
Okay. I've only been out to capture content for the camps, and I felt that a little bit over this past summer, which was a lot of fun. I love being out there and being on the ice, actually, like getting to coach. Sometimes I feel like it's like, hey, like don't take it with a grain of salt for me, because like there's the real coaches that are, you guys that know what you're doing. But it's a lot of
We
fun.
were watching you the whole time. That was your job interview. Did you notice how did you notice how you haven't been asked back to another camp, DJ?
Yeah.
I mean,
we put you behind the camera now.
I was trying to keep my self-confidence up, but I kind of knew. Now I'd end up super sweaty because I'd be doing some of the drills with them, and then it's like my ice time too. So it's like I'm gonna get some workout here too.
Yeah, how you call that player mode?
Moving on a little bit, we're gonna go back to a segment we brought on last week, and that is the power play / penalty kill, and where one of us will be on the penalty kill and the rest of us are on the power play, firing off questions, snapping it around. Vinny, welcome to the Coach's Corner, and you're up this week.
So block shots today. Gotta block the shots.
Gotta block the shots,
Something.
Okay. John, we're gonna
Favorite
kick it off
golf
with
course?
you.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Favorite golf course?
Oh shoot, man. I think was O'Quarry that we played at that one time. O'Quarry, that was really nice. I'd like to go back there and play and hopefully do better.
Wow.
Favorite brand skates?
Ooh, tough. Probably CCM, but it's usually between that and Bauer.
Favorite brand stick?
CCM or Bauer.
Favorite vacation spot you've been to?
Ooh, I would have to say Italy.
Favorite vacation spot you haven't been to that you want to go?
Greece.
Okay.
Favorite clothing brand?
Probably Lulu.
Cats or dogs?
That's tough. I enjoy both. I think cats are easier to take care of though.
Ice
So
or
cats right
roller?
now for me. Ice.
White or black tape?
Black tape.
Get it, DJ. Let's go, bud. You're on the power play.
Oh,
Touch the
wow.
puck yet.
You guys just been snapping around, just sitting at the blue line, just like, okay, I'm here, cover the back end, we're good. Strawberry jelly or grape jelly?
Strawberry.
Okay, chocolate milk, regular milk?
Chocolate milk.
Oat milk or almond milk?
Oat milk.
Oat milk is a solid one. That's a game changer.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Visor, no visor?
Visor, because I'm so short, so I'd get hit in the face always.
That's true. Okay, that's it on my end. You guys are snapping around. I got rattled
That's
a little
it?
bit.
No more? Come on, guys.
Yeah, we can fire him off. Dave Walker you notice
That was a quick power play.
Did you notice on the power play Dave Walker held onto the puck for a while? Or what?
Hey, making plays, right? Waiting for the rest of you to catch up.
He's got it.
There you go, Vinny.
Okay, moving on. Keeping the thing, because summer camps are there to develop some skills. And I know just from being out there, like sometimes all the kids want to do is like just shoot. And there's some skills where it's like you're working on fundamentals and stuff. And I feel like the older you get, you understand like the fundamentals play a key part in the rest of your game expanding. And just wanted to know from you guys, like, what are some like fundamental skills or like fundies that you guys think are super important or like to key on when you're coaching? Dave, you want to go first, or Vince?
Yeah, I'll go. I think really the biggest thing, no matter what camp you're going to, it's repetition, right? So whatever skill it is that we're trying to work on, it's the camp model. You're there to get a ton of repetitions in that specific skill set. So everybody kind of learns and develops at their own pace, but you still get those touches and those reps. And I think there's a lot of science out there that even supports and shows that, constant repetition, is obviously helps with increasing how fast, your development happens, or the skill set, how easy or quick you pick on a skill set. It's that constant repetition of whether it be working on your skating, working on the passing, the shooting, or any of those skills. So I think that's the real benefit of camp models, is that kids are getting a lot of reps, a lot of touches in specific skill sets that, depending on what camp they're there for, whether it be our sniper shooting camp, or defense camp, you're getting a lot of reps in a specific kind of area of the game that you're, hopefully get a lot out of it over those 3 or 4 days that you really see an improvement.
Is there a favorite one that you like to teach, or you found beneficial, like through, like when you're growing up playing?
Yeah. I mean, when I grew up playing, the camps, we really didn't have specific camps. They were just all inclusive. So you kind of did everything. Now I think the things have changed. A lot of camps have kind of really migrated to, they still have camps that, kind of encompass everything, but they've got these other camps, whether it be our sniper shooting or defensive camp, where it's a little bit more specific to, one specific thing in the game. So as a past defenseman, I gravitate towards our defenseman camps as the ones that I enjoy the most. Just because it's something that, obviously growing up as a defenseman, I just feel that there's a lot of little kind of intricacies that I, feel like it add to, that week or those 3 days of camp.
Very nice.
I guess I can go off kind of Walker. I think, with the high reps, I think also is making sure kids like push themselves out of their comfort zone. It's very easy to stay within your own comfort zone. And when you're doing those amount of reps, it's important to try and get out of it so that you can take your game up to that next level, or at least that specific skill that you're trying to work on. I know we have kids that come in, high skilled players, and maybe the initial drill is a little bit simpler, but then maybe just tell them they got to push themselves a little bit harder, right? Try something new, try something different at what they can do, right? Kind of be creative. And I think that's important as well to continue to build your skill set.
Yeah, to actually go off Vinny, and he kind of talked about a few things. There's just a willingness to try something different, right? Like, there's a ton of coaches out there, and these kids kind of get it from, different perspectives on what's going on. So I think the willingness to try something new that's out of their norm, it might be a shooting drill where they're saying, I shoot the puck pretty well. And you're like, yeah, you do. But these little things can kind of enhance that and kind of make your shot better or make your decision making better. So, there's a lot of kids who have the skill, but no matter what, you're always able to get better. So I just think, the mentality and the willingness to take in all this different perspectives from all these coaches and to apply that to your game. So I think that's a huge thing for me.
Yeah, I think, just from like the short times that I've been out there and like just hearing the repetition from you guys of like coaching, and you're doing like the wave drills and doing the skating stuff, which I think is super important. It can get a little like monotonous and seems boring, but it's like the more you get those basic skills set and ingrained to where you don't have to think about it at all. It's like those are the keys to being successful, where you can expand to being a little bit fancier stick handling because you can skate well.
Even when you talk from like when you talk about reps, I can even speak as a coach. You see a lot of us coaches go out there and they're talented, but you see them almost get better a lot of the times because you're on the ice every single day. So it just kind of goes into that kind of mentality that the things that you do and you do it a lot, you acquire a higher end skill set. So
yeah, and even I was just thinking it's nice that social media shows, like, guys will show themselves training and they're not doing super extraordinary drills. Sometimes it's just like the basic drills, but like you're saying, Vinny, where you get past your comfort zone, you could do the same drill but like ramp up the intensity of it to where like it's something that is more game time speed than just like, oh, you're just going through the motions of it.
Exactly, it's true.
Anything else, you guys? Any specific skills that you think are crucial to the game, to like for everyone to know? I know skating is like huge. Where
skating is the biggest thing. It's hard to play at a high level if you can't skate and can't keep up. But I think the biggest, one of the misconceptions is that every level gets faster and faster, where it's like it does, but it's more the puck moves faster than just necessarily the kids or the players moving faster. Yeah, they skate a little bit faster, but you can only skate so fast. It's the puck and the decision making is quicker, which makes the game look faster, right? So I think it's that's when we incorporate a lot of these small area games, people don't realize is that a big benefit to that is it's forcing kids to have to make quicker decisions. And when they're forced to make quicker decisions, then all of a sudden when they get to a bigger ice, then they have, they make smarter plays. They make more intelligent and smarter plays. And I think that's the kind of the whole, caveat to small area games, the benefit to it, right? It's sometimes people look at it and they don't understand why, but that's really it's fun for the kids, but from a coaching and teaching standpoint, it's forces them to make quicker reads and quicker decisions, which helps them when they get to that, to the next step, if they're going from AU to 10U, 10U to 12U or whatnot. So
I just think the playoff date. I'll go, Vinny. You good?
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say too, like kind of going off what Walks was saying, right? When they make that transition to full ice, they also gain that confidence with the puck too, and realize, I have a lot more time and space, and maybe take that time and space and then make those plays happen, right? And then you maintain yourself in the play when you don't have the puck. I think that goes a long way too. It's finding that dead ice and giving your teammates an option for them, right? So it makes it easier for them as well.
Yeah, I just think that just to go back when, Walker and all of us could agree that skating's a big part of it. It kind of falls with our philosophy. That's why we have our pathways. That's why like all of us in our respective buildings really push the skating from our grassroots level all the way up. And, a lot of people want to get into certain parts of the game, but, we always really emphasize the skating part of it because we just know how vital to your success it becomes, right? So I know that people want to do a lot of different things, and it's great to play games, and it's great to do all these things, but without feet and be able to create space by skating, the game's difficult. So I'm glad that question gets out there because I don't think that's going to change for any of us. We want kids to be able to be effective in this game, and that comes from the biggest fundamental, and that's skating.
Yeah, I would say, and like this is kind of having from like both worlds. I played football, and one thing, I was a defensive back, so one thing we did every single day was like footwork drills, and you don't like to do them, but it makes such a difference when you don't have to think about making a certain play. And even like transitioning to hockey, and I got to play a little club for school, and just the small amount of practice I got to where we're running drills, like skating drills all the time, like dramatically improved how I played the game, because I was able to transition or move certain ways because you're practicing like those movements and getting those muscles stronger to make actual plays when it's, comes game time.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Anything else you guys want to touch on that, or?
I'm pretty good, man.
Okay. We'll transition into, we usually have the question at the end of the podcast for the previous podcast. We asked the guests, like, golf foursome, who would you pick?
Oh, yeah.
But this time I have all the hosts from the previous podcast. You guys didn't really answer the questions. So we'll go each week we'll go around, at least for this one. We're gonna start off with Dave. So dream foursome for a day of golf.
Okay. I'm going to drive the cart, and then I'm going to have 4.
Okay.
That way I get an extra person. I'm going to go Wayne Gretzky, right? Best player to ever play a game of hockey that we're kind of involved in. I think it's a no-brainer. Then I'm going to go with Muhammad Ali. Just all the things that he's kind of done through the time that way back when things weren't as easy. He really battled, and I think he'd have some really great stories that would be interesting to talk to. Then obviously one of my favorite athletes, Tom Brady. And then with my daughter being an avid tennis player, I picked Roger Federer just to pick his brain on some development stuff that I could kind of bring to my daughter. But yeah, definitely Muhammad Ali, Tom Brady, Roger Federer, and Wayne Gretzky, and then I'll drive a cart.
I like that. That's a good foursome.
Yeah, you got a lot of diversity with sports too. That's all great. So
that's good and all, but with one card, Dave, you're going to be going with. You didn't pick too many golfers. You're going to be picking balls from every angle of the golf course. You better bring a load of balls. I mean, I don't know what's going on. So
make sure the cooler's full, and yeah,
Just golf can't be that hard.
exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
It's just hitting a little ball into a hole. Like how hard can it be?
yeah.
That's what I tell
exactly.
myself weekly. It's not that hard. Come on.
Just go to your home.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that wraps it up for this month's episode of the Coach's Corner. I appreciate you guys coming on, taking time out of
Thanks, Steve.
your busy schedules to do
Appreciate
this.
it.
DJ,
No problem.
No problem. Vinny, thanks for making it this time. We'll make sure to try and get a
Yeah.
good schedule going.
appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for all the insights, and I'm sure I'll see you guys around soon.
Yep, we
See
definitely
you
will.
soon.
We'll definitely be watching you on Live Barn, DJ. You better put up
Oh,
some points,
yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure that you can't see my number or my name, so you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day, guys.
You
There he
too.
is.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the Coach's Corner. It's always good to sit down with those guys and chat, hear their perspectives, their stories. They're all really good coaches and really passionate about teaching the game of hockey and making sure that people are developing and the sport is growing in the right direction. And this brings us to the end of the episode. We appreciate everyone who's listened and watched. I'll make sure to add links to the description for everything that we talked about, summer camps, adult leagues, adult clinics, Great Park Ice Recital. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms if you want to keep up to date with everything that's going on. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. If you're watching this, you already know that. You can find us on LinkedIn too if you want to connect professionally. That's it for me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.